And I was thinking, what should I talk and discuss with each one of you? And one of the things I'd like to discuss with each one of you is being spiritually selfish. My gosh, what does that mean? And that means, what do you need to do to bring love and joy and happiness in your life? Too many times we look around us, and we're looking around us, and we feel joy and happiness when we're assisting someone, and we're assisting someone when they praise us, when they compliment us. We feel good. Oh yeah, I did a good deed. I feel good about myself. But what are you doing to make yourself feel good? What are you doing to make yourself feel joyous? Because you see, love and joy has to be within each one of us, not external. And the danger is, if you make it external, if you're not complimented, you don't feel like you're helping someone, you don't feel like you're changing their lives, you don't feel worthy, you don't have self-worth, you don't have self-esteem, unless somebody's stroking you all the time, then you have missed the mark. And the mark is, you are here to do your missions and goals, to learn about self-worth, self-love, and self-esteem. So it's time to be spiritually selfish and do whatever is necessary to bring about love and joy in your life. This has to be inner joy, inner love, not external love. And I talk about relationships so much, and I talk about other relationships, and the first thing you need to do, you don't need a relationship. None of us need a relationship. I don't care what the psychologists say. Nope, you don't need one. But you choose one. That's the difference. By being spiritually jealous of other people, you feel incomplete. But by being spiritually loving, then what happens is you create an energy of self-worth, self-love, and self-esteem. You choose that things to make you feel good. And you choose a relationship that complements one another, not that you need one. And they will be drawn to you like a magnet and vice versa. Spiritually selfish says, what makes me happy? And many times I talk about at the last minute I plan to go to a movie or on a trip, and someone calls me up, I need you to help move, and they lay a guilt trip. You go, grumble, 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 I had this day planned. And that's very selfish of them to call you at the last minute because they're in a jam. And that ruins your whole day. And they really don't care. They're being self-centered. Now, I realize sometimes there are extenuating circumstances, and you can choose to give up what you had planned and to help them out. But you should choose. Key word, choose. And if it interrupts with your plan, all you need to say, I love you, I'm sorry you let me know at the last minute, and I have other plans. And don't feel guilty about it. Because you see, if they contacted you at the last minute, they were selfish. They didn't care about you. And they're being self-centered. Now, I repeated that again because I want each one of you to understand, what is it that makes your heart sing? That's being spiritually selfish. Doing what brings you joy from the inside. Not externally, not looking to be stroked, not looking to be complimented, but looking from within that gives you joy and happiness. Maybe it's seeing a good movie. Maybe it's having a vegetarian dinner, or maybe it's having a steak dinner, or maybe it's just sitting out by your backyard and watching Mother Nature or the animals or minerals or vegetables, because they have a life force energy as well. And that's what's wrong with our life right now. We're letting everybody control us and creating doubts and fears. Because why? Because we don't love ourselves. And if we don't love ourselves, then we will never, ever be happy. We'll never be happy because we're always open to someone stroking us. But look at the other side of the coin. If people criticize us, we don't feel we have good self-worth, self-love, and self-esteem. We feel guilty. And what's going on in the world now? We're being totally judged. The old concept, judge not lest you be judged. That was a famous quote from Jesus Christ. And think about that. Why are we giving up our own power? Why are we not being spiritually selfish to do things that bring us love and joy? Why are we giving in to the feelings and emotions of others when we know innately that we're being used to taken advantage of, and ignored, and being used selfishly. You need to understand that. Now, there is a point of compassion where you want to help someone, but there is also a point of which you're being taken advantage of, and you need to be selfish enough to say enough is enough. I have a client, and she called me up and she said, this family member wanted, $10,000. Should I give it to them? I said, no. Oh, that's terrible. How can you say that? They need this money. It's because they won't learn their lesson. She gave them the $10,000, and 6 months later they blew that and wanted another $10,000. She did it again, and they wanted another $10,000, and finally she said no. You see, these people, the relatives, got themselves in a jam by spending the money frivolously. And she thought she would help them out, and they did it again and again because they thought there was a bank and we can always go back to the bank and get the money from our aunt. And what did they learn? Nothing. So what the aunt did, my client, became an enabler. And she needed to be spiritually selfish to say, you've got to learn your own lesson, and you have to take responsibility for your life. Each one of you are here on this planet to learn about self-worth, self-love, and self-esteem. Self-love. Understand how powerful that is. Self-love. Do you truly love yourself? Do you truly do things that make your heart sing without looking for external praise? There's a payoff in everything we do. And the payoff is once you learn to love yourself and see yourself as a loving, beautiful soul deep within you, then your vibration as that energy rises. As your vibrations and energy rises, you begin to have more self-esteem and you have more self-worth. Because that's what we're all here for, every one of us. And we have built a shield around us, and this shield prevents us from understanding who we are, what we are, and where we're going, and what we're going to achieve, because we're reliant on others to make us feel good. Now look what's happening. So many people living fear and doubt and worried about this and that. They've forgotten that they're a spiritual being having a human experience. And once you begin to understand that you can choose whatever you so desire and love yourself in those chosen paths that you're taking to empower you, nothing can stop you. You won't be sick. You won't be ill. And if you chose a path in the past that is arduous or painful, give thanks for that path to empower you so you never have to go through that again. Therefore, in this coming week, know that you are unlimited. Know that you are being healed. Know that you do not have to have the coronavirus or sickness or illness, because you love yourself so much that you would not want to see yourself sick or ill. That's being spiritually aware and spiritually selfish.